You'll never be as good as your sister. That was my dad's voice, sharp and cold, cutting me down in front of everyone like I didn't even belong at my own table. I pushed my chair back, the scrape against the floor slicing through the tense air. I looked straight at him, then at my mom, and finally at Rachel, the golden child they worshipped. Then tell her to pay all the bills, I said. My voice didn't shake. I'm not sending money anymore. For the first time in years, the room went silent. My mom blinked in confusion. What money? We never got a single dollar from you. And there it was, the moment I'd been waiting for, the crack in their perfect little lie. It all started 5 years ago when my parents begged me to help keep the family afloat. Rachel was off at college, living her dream life, while I was grinding away at 2 jobs, piling up hours until my body ached. They said, "If you love us, you'll help." So I did. I wired money every month, for rent, utilities, medical bills. I skipped meals for years, convinced I was keeping us all above water. They never once said thank you. I told myself love didn't need gratitude. I believed that lie until the day I overheard my mom on the phone with Rachel. "He's useless, always will be. We can't rely on him for anything." My stomach dropped. My fists clenched, but I stayed quiet. That was the moment I realized my money wasn't the only thing disappearing. So was my worth. The pieces didn't add up. The bills they showed me kept climbing, yet nothing in the house ever changed. The roof still leaked, the lights still flickered. But Rachel? She always had the newest phone, the latest car, the most expensive clothes. Then I found it, an email Rachel forgot to log out of. Bank transfers, my transfers, funneled straight into her account with memo lines like family support and emergency fund. Every dollar I sent wasn't saving them, it was funding her lifestyle. They hadn't just lied, they'd used me. And the worst part? They laughed at me behind my back while spending what I gave up. But I didn't explode. Explosions burn out too fast. Instead, I went cold. I stopped seeing myself as their son, their brother. I became their creditor, silent, patient, letting the interest build. While they thought I was still their obedient mule, I was making moves. Step 1. Evidence. I saved every receipt, every transfer, every email. 5 years' worth of proof, organized into neat, devastating folders. Step 2. Control. I rerouted my paycheck, closed every account they touched, froze the credit cards tied to my name. Step 3. Detonation. I waited. Waited until Rachel was sitting at the table, until both my parents were there, until they sneered at me one more time. Then I cut the cord with a single sentence. I'm not sending money anymore. My mom's denial almost made me laugh. What money? We never received anything. I leaned forward, my voice calm but sharp. Check Rachel's account. Rachel's fork slipped from her hand and clattered onto her plate. My dad's brow furrowed. What are you talking about? I pulled my phone from my pocket and slid it across the table. On the screen, folder after folder of transfers, screenshots, bank logs, their names, their signatures, her account. They leaned in, and I watched the color drain from their faces. 5 years of sacrifice laid bare in black and white. 5 years of betrayal, no longer hidden. Rachel's lips parted, but nothing came out. She knew it was over. For the first time in my life, my dad's voice was small. Why? Why didn't you say something earlier? I leaned closer. Because I wanted you to believe your own lie. I wanted you to sneer while you stole. I wanted this moment, when the mask finally rips off and you see what you've done. The silence that followed was heavy, suffocating. Then I stood. Rachel can handle the bills now. After all, she's the good one. And I walked out. That night, I didn't look back. They called, they texted. At first, excuses, then begging, then threats. I never answered. The last message I got from my mom read, "We need you, please." But the truth was clear. They never needed me. Not really. They only needed what I could give them. And now that the supply was gone, they were left with each other, the golden child, and the parents who raised her to consume. I'm free. They once told me I'd never be as good as my sister. They were right. I'm better. Because unlike them, I understand the value of sacrifice, and I know the power of walking away,